I told Roman not to do an interview with Dave.
I received a text message.
Are you going to interview Roman?
It's a more divisive conversation than you would ever expect.
No foreplay. Why me? Oh, no.
I come around a corner and it's Dan.
At a minimum, we're going to do it for 3 years.
Unless something changes. Live. We'll do it live. F it.
So we met before July 4th. Today is July 7th?
Mm-hmm.
The 7th today. And, man, how about that trail run or trail ride? That was wild.
Yeah, the one that you just ghosted?
That was
I think
wild.
I'll be there. And then, didn't even show up. Yeah, so for the last couple of years, we've done a 4th of July, some version of a ride. I think it started with Thad. We did it 4 on the 4th, I think 4 laps on the 4th when I was doing Leadville. And then now that I'm not doing Leadville anymore, the you go, I go style or 4-person or whatever relay that we do in Amarillo is way more fun because you get to ride with some intensity, whereas for 4 laps, you're miserable.
Yeah.
And so I think it was last year or the year before we turned it into the you go, I go, just trail for 6 hours. And before that, I'm like, Ro, you coming? Yeah, I think I'm going to be there.
You should know this. Sometimes I look in the mirror, like when I'm thinking about what to text you, I bubble it and then just delete it, bubble it, delete it. I'm like, it's just probably better if I don't say anything. You'd be proud, actually. I went to the 8:15 class the other day. Well, 2 things. One is Gus got his first bar muscle ups in a workout, which was radical.
That's cool.
It's my 15-year-old son. And then at the end, we did extra work, and we just did a bunch of sled pushes. And some of the members, there was one drop-in. His name was Jeb, great dude. And some of the members just goaded him into doing 2 extra rounds. They just kept stacking plates. And you could see it in his face. He was like, what's happening?
What are we doing here?
I thought we were done. Everybody else was done, but this one crew, they just had it
Fitness peer
loaded
pressure.
up. Yeah, it's definitely trickling down. So your fitness peer pressure is
It didn't work.
it's contagious.
Didn't work,
Didn't work on me, no. But tell them about it. How did it end up?
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was absolutely terrible.
It wasn't even a bike ride. It was like a bike carry.
It turned into first lap. Well, it rained pretty good amount the night before, so we knew the trails were going to be sloppy. And as I'm pointing, if you're watching back this way on this side of the trail, it sheds water pretty quickly and dries out pretty well. That other side does not. And so knew it would be kind of sloppy. And about halfway through, because Dodds was my partner, I was trying to give him a little push for for Leadville. It starts raining. And anybody who's ever mountain biked in the rain knows it's not fun. Like it is. And so you just get frustrated and angry and like you're just slipping, sliding everywhere. It like kind of takes the fitness out of it.
Yeah.
But puts a lot more on your nervous system because you're just constantly fighting whatever.
Yeah.
So
and what was it like? Because when we were at the lake, you don't know what sheets of rain mean until you come to Tennessee. Was it like that here?
Good. It rained pretty good.
Dude, it dumped like a bucket.
So I started, it's raining. This side, I just kind of like mentally, I'm like, all right, this is good for me. I need to like mentally do something that is just frustrating. So usually a lap on a good day, good dirt, good temperatures, 34 minutes. I think I was 42, 43, which I knew, whatever.
Jeff said an hour.
Huh?
He said
hold on.
Okay.
So the next lap, Dodge takes off, and about 40, 45 minutes, I start getting ready. And I want to say it was well over an hour. Dodds comes in. He's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, whatever, man. It is what it is. I know it's wet out there. And so I take off. This side's fine. I get over there, and you go up stairway, which was a mess because it's wet, so you can't really climb it. It's kind of techie, rocky climb. You're probably 50-50 on you're going to make it on a dry day.
Yeah.
If I pick the perfect line, I can do it, I'd say 75% of the time. But anyway, I get around the backside, and mud starts to clump to your tires a little bit. It's frustrating. Then all of a sudden, it's like you're riding in crunchy peanut butter. And it just starts caking up so much so that you could ride 100 feet, and then it would cake up so much that your tires would just completely stop. You'd have to get them out, and then you'd be like, all right, you try to ride. I get back out to the road, and then that front side out by the bottom trail was 10 times worse. It got to the point where I would ride 100 yards, 100 feet, and then try to like clean it out. And then I got to where I couldn't ride, so I tried to push. Couldn't push because it would cake up your tires. So I just grabbed my bike by the seat and just walked it overhead. And I would just have to switch every 5 minutes and just walked all the way to where the waterline trail connects,
Uh-huh.
and then you start that downhill, and then it started caking up again. It was
Oh my gosh.
a nightmare. So then
Bummed I missed it.
at whatever hour, we decided to double this side.
How long did that lap take with you?
An hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a standard lap for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that sounds miserable. But
It was not fun. It was
and
it
then
was
back
a-
to the old slip and slide.
yeah.
It was a good kind of tough.
Mm.
It was not the kind of tough you were signing up for, though.
No.
Probably
Well,
good for Dodds.
No.
Well,
No?
the thing that for him too is the Leadville's on fire right now, so they canceled the 50-mile bike.
Did they?
And
He was going to
The-
do that.
yep, and the 100-mile bike is in jeopardy. Like Powerline is on fire right now.
Really?
So he said if they do it, their course is probably going to be different anyway. So it's like it'll either be shorter or longer in terms of time.
Or power lines out of it, which would be nice.
Yeah, unless there's a more painful route.
Yeah, that's true, because there are plenty of mountains to go over there.
Yeah. But it's crazy because if the 50 got canceled and Powerline's on fire, that means both sides of the highway are on fire
That's true.
because it's east and west.
When is the big race?
The August 15th.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up quick. They got some work to do. So you're not a fan of like the do it harder, kind of like Michael Phelps coach stomping on his goggles or like putting
No.
dirt on your.
I mean, I
athlete's back?
honestly, it wasn't even fitness, right? At some point, it's like diminishing return. Like I'm out there to get a workout in / do something hard,
Yeah,
but that was just like, it wasn't fun hard. Like,
I get it.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
get it, yeah.
There's like,
Well, it's probably more fair though, since you didn't get to use your bike skill
yeah, I
and you had to
guess.
just push it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's more fair that way.
Yeah.
That is a good point. But him knowing the skill of carrying his bike overhead really gave him an advantage. So that's
true.
not fair.
His overhead endurance definitely helped.
Definitely not fair.
And I flip turned off a couple rocks too.
I would do that too, but not in a different way, I think.
Yeah.
I would flip turn over my handlebars and land on a couple rocks.
There was the first lap, there were several downhills that I went down. It doesn't make any sense on physics. There were people like, I flipped over. I never once came off my bike, but I went down several of the hills sideways. I don't know how you do that on a bike, but
Wow.
somehow my wheel was turned completely to the right and I was just skidding down sideways and would like somehow the next lap, you'd be riding, it would lock up so hard that the bike would just stop and then I'd have to like catch myself and run into a, keep going type thing. Dude, it was.
You though, I'd say compared to your early years, you've damaged less equipment, even in light of that.
Yeah.
For the first years, we were sending stuff back to Specialized, and they're like, "How did you do this?"
Well, I did break my handlebar somehow, which is
broke his handlebars enough. They're like, "Hey, this doesn't happen." Sheared a pedal
I
off.
load a rock. I somehow was mid pedal stroke, just rookie mistake, going pretty fast. Hit a rock with my pedal. It turned my handlebar this way, jammed into my thigh. Matt Channed it. Granted, it didn't hurt me, but I up over the handlebars, landed in a tree. Like thought I broke my neck. Was good to go. Nothing hurt. Get back on, hop on the bike, and the shifter handle was just turned down. And so you know how you go to turn it back up?
Yeah.
Snap, carbon fiber handlebars. And so I'm at Cane Creek with one arm shifting, trying to get back to the truck.
No
like
way,
literally,
like a
my handlebar
controller.
is like this. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yesterday we took Roman, Miley, and Paige went and biked at the cross country course because it's like all grass, kind of flowy, but in a field. It looks a lot like what we biked in 23.
Mm-hmm.
It's very similar. So we went out there and biked, and then afterwards we set up some cones because Roman just wanted a corner, quickly like they did at 2020. Just go around and back the way you came. And I missed it, unfortunately, but he went around the cones, and I just looked back, and he's wadded up on the grass. And Roman.
It's a big man to be wadded up on the grass.
And he gets up, and he gets on his bike, and he has bent his wheel. He bent his wheel, so it's like riding like sideways. And I don't think he rode it home. I think he wanted to try. He got on and tried to bend it back, made it worse.
Oh yeah, you can't bend a wheel.
Made
You
it way
can't true
worse.
a wheel.
He stood on it and just started pulling on it, and then it started touching. Every time it would go around, it would start rubbing. So then I don't think he rode it home. I said, "Hey, you shouldn't ride this home either way. You should."
What did they
drive
do in that's actually a good call out, because what did they do in, was it 2018? Was it Vellner, maybe
Crit.
Noah Olson? Their bikes just broke during the crit.
Yeah, the crit, the road bike they did.
Yeah,
it was
what
like
did they-
laps of
Yeah,
road
but didn't
bike.
they
Yeah,
they,
like
turned, I think, with their pedal down. And
Well, whether
yeah.
or not it was operator or the bike, like what did they do? Did they make them finish? I don't
I think
remember.
they had extra.
they had extra
extra
bikes,
bikes, yeah.
that was
So
just
if
set
he-
up to like the median of the athlete
Yeah.
and around the course. So then I remember seeing Pat for sure. He had to like run to the next
Noah
like
too,
aid
maybe?
station. Yeah, I think Noah too. But I remember Pat. He ran to like the next aid station, and there was just like a medium bike that had like a seat set up that everyone could use. Like, here you go.
Yep.
And he said because he's taller, so he's just like riding like this the rest of the time.
Imagine Roman does
Oh, dude.
like he messes up his tire or something at the games.
It
and
would be
he's
worth
gotta-
him stopping, like if it's an Allen wrench, unscrewing it, pulling the seat up, and putting it back, because
Yeah.
otherwise he would just
Yeah.
be so slow.
I mean, that's a
But
skill too. Like if we're getting
Yeah.
down to the nitty gritty of like, hey, can you flip turn? Can you do whatever?
oh yeah, all of it.
Riding a bike is a major skill.
He said they would not do the crit again because of the amount of wrecks.
I
that
thought the
happened.
crit was
I-
one of the coolest events
dude.
they've
Really?
ever done at the games.
Loved it.
I thought it was
So
all right.
cool.
I liked
It was NASCAR.
yeah.
That was
I,
probably my favorite single day of programming, maybe.
yeah. I liked the
Crit,
bike in 2017.
Marathon,
Marathon row.
30 ring
30
muscle
muscle
ups.
ups.
So good. That's a balanced.
a
That's
balanced
literally
day.
probably the most balanced day.
Yeah, it's. I
out
think
there.
I think that most people agree that is the most balanced single day of the games.
Marathon row. I think I've talked to a couple people that did both the half and the full, and the way we had to do the half was worse.
Oh, with the 2K for
2K,
time for sure. I mean, I would think so. And then I forgot because I went back and rewatched 2007. I didn't realize 2 days later you rode 1,000 meters again because you did
Oh,
that
yeah.
2007 workout. Like I remember that. I remember seeing
thinking,
it back.
oh
at the
yeah,
time.
we have to get on a freaking rower again.
Yeah.
I remember that now actually because my butt was in a bad
Yeah.
way. That was the worst part. My low back too. My low back was fried that year.
I do remember seeing it back then, but then I was reminded of it watching it the other day, trying to watch like what you guys did for pacing and stuff. Because I don't think I do think people will go faster, but I don't think it's like Bridges won.
Which I mean, that's
Yeah.
about Colton maybe
So I said like
On
me
what?
and Paige were watching it
The
on the 2007,
When did they redo it?
2013.
13.
Oh, okay.
That's not a workout you like get immensely better at.
I said, I'm like, do you think your pull-up capacity is better than Josh Bridges in 2013? I go, I don't think so.
Probably
I mean,
not.
he's good at them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure like there was a big curve from 7 to
Yeah.
when you guys did
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
but I think
Yeah.
that workout has probably
There's not as
flattened
much of a
out.
curve there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 135.
Yeah.
Well, it's 125 pull-ups.
125 pull-ups. for time.
125 pull-ups. The one thing that will happen, you guys at the top, like, I
They
didn't.
might have been rowing faster than what we would have rowed back then. 'Cause
I
some
don't
of them
know.
are taller and bigger.
Yeah.
But the pull-ups.
Yeah, but it's a lot of pull-ups. The only thing that I'll say is like you and Bridges and Panchik, I think watch. You guys are the only people who really paced it. Well, Bridges didn't. He was just really good at it.
Yeah.
But like you, I watched Scott too, and even maybe Kalipa had to just because it's a lot of pull-ups. But the guys at the top probably paced it appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
Pacing wasn't really as much of like the guys who made it there. They just were like full of piss and vinegar.
yeah, going for
so
it.
they would just go for it. That's the one thing that'll change. I think the top end will be a little better, but I think the mid range will be a lot better.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Interesting. And then do you remember how much leeway you had? Like, was that announced and then you did it quick?
I don't remember anything about my individual years.
I don't
There's
think it
like
was.
2 or 3 moments that like stick out in my head when I think back to that, and it's songs that played
no way.
at different
That's awesome.
events. That's all I
Really?
really remember.
Oh gosh, come on! I can't believe you just said that. What song? It's stuck in my head. The 2012 Down and Back Chipper. There is one song.
It's
It's a rap song.
this is the exact moment I'm
Is it
talking
Kanye? Is
about.
it Kanye West?
It's whatever in Paris.
Yes,
Can't say
yes.
the
That's.
other word.
I knew it was Kanye West.
Yes.
I knew it. That song plays during that chipper.
I remember it like if I hear that song, it takes me back to the box jump overs. Like
Really?
I can feel that.
Yes.
And then remember the name on the midline march.
Oh, really?
I remember that because Donnie, Darren's brother,
Yeah.
that was his like one of his favorite
Yeah.
songs. And so,
That's funny.
yeah.
There's someone took an iPhone video of the 2012 chipper and it has like so many views because it's like it's his full workout. It's just like following Rich the whole workout, going down and back. I heard someone like say that they didn't like the burpee muscle up in that. I'm like, I thought it was
great.
cool.
That's a great workout.
Someone's like, why didn't they just make them do single muscle ups? I said, yeah, I guess they could have, but I thought the burpee muscle was kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree.
It was the first time they had ever done it. And man, that workout was cool. It eats up like 15 movements.
Mm-hmm. That's hard.
Every
Thruster with a axle bar.
Thruster with axle bar.
Overhead squat with a barbell.
205 power cleans, box jump overs.
Yep.
Toes to bar.
Yep.
It was 10
toes to bar.
10
right?
toes to bar.
So 20 total, I think.
And then 10 power cleans at 205. Like the bottleneck of the workout was the muscle ups and the power cleans at 205.
Yeah, because you went overhead squat,
Box jump over,
thruster,
power clean,
toes to bar,
burpee,
muscle up,
yep, muscle
toes
up,
to bar. So the toes to bar are completely pointless in there.
completely pointless.
Like
they're
what a
sandwiched in
waste of a
between the whole
movement.
the whole workout is those 10 muscle
the
ups.
box jump overs are pretty dumb too because
Yeah.
it's only 10 of them.
Everything, really, even the thrusters were a little tough. I think it was 135.
135 or 165 maybe. It was
It was at least 135, I guess I
Yeah.
would say. It was a moderately heavy load.
Yeah.
Maybe 155.
Yeah, I think I remember there's a picture and it's a blue and a
It's a blue and a
black.
10 or 15.
Yeah, 10 or 15.
So 25 pound axle bar. So whatever that is, maybe 135, 145. It was heavy enough. You went unbroken.
Yeah.
I love that workout. And then they had Bridges do it in HQ. Were you there? Did you see him do it or no?
I don't
And
remember
he
was
got
in
the
HQ.
baby.
He did it at HQ.
Nice
Yeah,
little
with the
baby doll at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can now kiss the
they
baby.
said Bridges is ready because he beat our time.
Yeah.
Because I
It was
remember
a year later.
And I remember specifically after that video was because maybe me, Hobart, and Hewitt, maybe or Darren, all did that workout and beat him. So it's like
for sure.
you went, and that's
Yeah.
that's what the hard part about
In the middle of the games.
any of this stuff too is like, oh, if you compare year to year, once you know times and
Yeah.
you've seen how people pace it,
Yeah.
yes, you're gonna beat them.
Yeah, that's why I watched the 2007 video because I was like, let's see what the
Might
best
as well.
do. Like Bridges did the first 2 sets unbroken, and then he was like
15-10?
forced to start break. Well, the last set he did like 5s.
Really?
So I just said, hey, let's pace it.
Yeah.
You know, like you just do that pace and you go faster. So like, yeah, of course, it's not the same thing. Of course, people are just generally fitter now, but yeah, like pacing helps. Knowing what other people have done.
Yeah. But you could say it was the same as like regionals years where people in later weeks would get
for
their
sure.
but it was still fun for a fan. Like speaking from
Oh,
a fan's
yeah.
perspective, you're like, at least you got some baseline metric to compare against.
From an
because
athlete's perspective, I hated it.
yeah, I believe that.
Granted, we were usually more towards the end of it anyway, so our times were always. But then
Yeah.
world record, and you're like,
Yeah.
event record, maybe. Don't say
The worst
world record. I
is
hated
that you have like I remember Dre for sure. Like I think like he had 5 weeks. They put him out a week before the first regional, and then we were the 4th regional. I watched him do the 2016, 17, and 18 workouts. I mean, just on repeat for 5 weeks.
I was telling Jay Webb it's nice because we've gotten 2, I think, of the 3 Fresh Coast
Yeah.
workouts. So like my brain is already, how do we get better at those movements and those workouts? So in the morning, like we'll program just stuff
Yeah.
that's gonna do that, and then the afternoon, I'm like, I'm not doing those movements,
There's
doing something
anything
different.
different.
Right?
Is BCS released yet? I don't think so. Is it?
I don't know if Charlie's
No, I don't
released
think so.
all the
Okay.
workouts yet.
Who's your team for BCS? You and Austin?
Angelo,
we may have to talk about it.
what'd you do?
I haven't done anything. We can do this here. I think I've been spoken for
What do you mean?
by my wife.
What do you mean?
Oh, he's trying to back out. Is what he's
I'm
trying
not
to say.
trying to back out.
It's part of your job description.
It's 3 weeks before our kid is due.
Yeah,
That's a long
Plenty
time,
of
dude.
time.
Yeah,
Hey, look.
it's almost a month.
Hey, you're talking to the wrong person in this conversation.
you
Talk
shouldn't
to
have competed
camera.
at the games.
Yeah.
This is your fault.
Talk to camera.
Rory, who's on your team for BCS?
Charlie. So this will be year 2 for me and Charlie. 3.
So
2.
Austin's not doing it?
I
He
don't
is
know.
now,
I don't
apparently.
know what's going on with
He
BCS.
just got-
We got to figure out
just got
806
subbed
too,
in.
because it's gonna get hairy there.
Oh, hey, I got a text for you yesterday. I forgot to forward it to you.
It's gonna make me
Oh,
mad.
no, it's
Live
good
on
news.
screen.
It's good news. That's why I'm telling you now. It's good news. Rich drew the cow elk tag and the deer tag in the second drawing.
He already knew that.
Oh, you already knew this? I sent this to you, or do you knew
I
this?
sent it to Scott and Bird. They emailed me.
Oh, okay.
I did not draw the antelope tag.
The one tag, and Bird drew the elk.
Cow elk.
Cow
Billings
elk,
drew
yeah.
a cow elk. He didn't have a bull right now because he put in and then didn't realize his credit card expired because they just automatically draw, and if you don't, if it doesn't have enough money, kicks you out.
Oh.
And so he lost the bull tag. So he's got that third
Dang
season. He's got that long
60
season
day.
cow and then the mule deer, which I'm still waiting for Kip to figure out New Mexico, but we need to figure out Idaho. I think we need to push Steven a little bit on Idaho.
Yeah.
But
So who'd that come from? Like, who's in charge of that? Who's overseeing
the draw, Scott
Riekers, Jordan Christensen, and the guys that help us. It's if you've ever put in for like Western state tags, they're all different.
Yeah.
Every single state is different.
Oh, it's amazing.
Basically their profession is like trying to understand and decode how to do every state.
So you just say, hey, I want to try to hunt this
These
animal,
states,
and so like you.
Chan's really good at that stuff too. Did he tell you about
Colorado for sure?
Yeah, you do get better. I mean, like Dodds is pretty good at it. You get better at it by like just being immersed in it.
Yeah.
AI
Well, there was
has
even
helped.
apparently stuff
AI probably helps.
You could even do like Chan was trying to explain to me like, hey, you start putting in now for
Points.
your kids.
Yeah. When they turn 12, they can. So like Lakeland, I think next year I'll start getting
Points on her
points and stuff like
account.
that.
Okay.
Yep.
What events were out when we last podcast? Just the first one?
Just the first one.
Yeah.
We didn't talk trail run or the lifting?
No, we did not. Those two are new for us on here.
And they announced now that it's officially at the ranch, right?
The run for sure.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that is for sure at the ranch.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we assumed the event one was, but
So
Yeah.
when you guys are planning this whole weekend that we're all super frustrated about, that athletes can't just all train together and push each other. I'm going to go ahead and say that publicly. It really angers me. But anyway, because nobody listens to me. Well, they've got these two, like Angelo and Jake try to put together this like competition weekend, like mock games type thing, like we used to do every single year religiously, especially when we were on teams. We did it. I think it's a great idea. It's great for media. It's great for the athletes. Number one, it's great for media. It's great for whatever. So we put together this mock weekend. Well, then the crews, different groups have like modified to their liking and like done like this type thing where they might touch on a workout, but this group's doing it. Really bothers me.
Oh, our local-ish
our
people.
local-ish, and even trying to get some people to come in that aren't local. You know who you are. Really drives me crazy. Like we don't ask for much, and people can whatever, but just really drives me crazy. But anyway. So I'm talking to Jake, and I'm like, you guys going to run the trail? He's like, no, I think we're just going to run up Pfeiffer. And I'm like, they've already done that. Like, perfect. The trail is almost near perfect for the ranch.
Yeah.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
That drew, I was just like, okay, don't listen to me. I try not to pull that card too much, but I'm like, what are we doing? Drives me crazy. So
I'm a little gun shy getting on a trail for reasons we can't talk about.
Well, they're not here anymore, so.
I love the trail runs that have happened at the ranch, but I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed. Did you guys ever see
and the one
2008
that you
run?
did here with us?
What's that?
Oh, never mind. You didn't do that one either.
I don't mean that I love doing it.
No,
Sorry.
no,
remember
I'm just
that
saying,
I'm always speaking as a fan.
No, I'm talking about the one we did here. That one that
I know what you're
that
saying.
You skipped out on
I
again.
know what you're
That one
saying.
too. You showed up at 6 a.m. all,
spry.
bushy-tailed.
Returning from my vacation.
Even better.
Stosha gave some. I
the one that we knew about for like 3 or 4 months.
I will say this now, and I love you. I will never change my vacation.
You don't have to change your vacation. It was like 6 hours difference.
I got home like 2 hours before you guys started. All right. Anyways.
You should have said 2 hours after we started.
Yeah, 2 hours. That's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But I'm always speaking as a fan. So yes, I actually, let's get into it. I think that would have probably set my training back further than it would have ever put it forward.
Doesn't matter. It's not what it's about. What
Okay,
are you training for?
It's
A triathlon,
it's
a freaking Ironman.
It was in March, and we're talking in November, bro.
I will say that
This is your
everyone's training back in a couple weeks.
It's
your only
set mine back years.
your only blind spot is thinking that people can do everything that you can do.
We walked for 24 hours.
Sped our knee replacements up.
Yes.
A lot. That's for sure.
Definitely
Maybe a
for
hip
sure.
replacement too.
I was
for
doing
sure.
15-minute mile paces for at least 14 hours of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of it.
Rich
Okay,
was going to
fair.
walk the whole second half, and then he ran for camera for a second because I begged him to, and then he's like, oh, actually, I can keep running. And then he
Scott
ran.
woke up
Well,
with
it's because
panic.
honestly, Vivos are
sun.
great, and I love them. 12 hours on that rocky trail,
Yeah.
that's the limit on them.
I think the sun coming up probably helped.
Sun coming up was a lot, and just having just a
Changed
little
it.
bit of cushion on my feet just for the last little bit, I was like, oh, okay, yep.
What
And I love them. Obviously, I wear them all the time, but for that 24-hour trail, I'm like, all right.
Not because I'm trying to change the subject, but did that? Are you for the Ironman, are you going to try and wear
I
barefoot?
can't,
No.
no. After that was kind of the test. I'm like, no,
A wake up call.
Yeah. Anything under 6K, like if I'm doing my intervals and stuff, I can easily.
Some of it feel great.
Yeah.
Like on something like
I
that.
feel great, especially on
a running machine.
These on the runners.
Yeah.
On like the assault runner.
Yes.
Great.
Agreed.
But yeah, I just don't have I have zero cartilage.
Yeah.
And zero ACL.
Yeah.
Zero PCL.
All right, where I was going with that is, and dump on me, I'll take it.
Or will you?
But as a fan, I love like watching the athletes do it and it's tough and all the things. But I loved that 2008. It was basically an intermediate distance, probably about 900 meters, where they did the top loop and then a shorter small loop.
The every second counts video.
The every second counts video. That run I think would be really fun to watch, like present day athletes do.
Sounds awful.
And they come down that hill just
the
like
intensity is
no
there.
breaks,
Yeah.
because you can't. Josh Everett doing that was pretty wild.
Didn't Pat Barber like do a dive across the finish line or something like that?
That was
or am I mixing that with Tahoe?
Yeah, Tahoe.
My memories.
think
But there was the
everybody's
first 5K they ever did, Russell Berger. It was funny. Miko would always pass him on the uphills, and then he would come down that hill like he was free falling. It was a wild, like I
That's
would
what I
have.
did at Pendleton.
Yeah.
I would just reckless abandon down those
Yeah.
hills. I was like,
That
if
has
I
got to
die,
be.
I die.
That's got to be one of the dumbest workouts.
Which one?
Pendleton.
What was it? 750 swim,
And then
5K bike, 11K run, or something like that. And it was single speed.
It was single speed. So
and
you
you
ended up
ran the
walking
bike
your
in the
bike.
soft sand.
Yes.
was
So
like
why
this.
did you just swim run?
And we had fins on the.
Should have just been a 750
Should've-
swim. Oh, and you had fins.
And we had fins.
We had a bike deal, man. We had a bike deal. You had to get the red lines in there.
Oh, that's
The
so
worst
good.
bike known to man.
But what an event to watch! Like
People were
Yeah, no,
flipping
it's
over the handlebars because they
Yeah.
hit the sand.
yes. Oh, I remember
One
seeing-
after the
Smith got
next.
his bike stolen by one of the guys from Europe because they couldn't read English or something.
Lucas Parker got naked on ESPN.
Lucas
Yeah.
Parker got naked.
Yeah.
Those times were
Marines
good.
every corner. Yep, you're almost there. Not even close. This is before we had
my
watches,
gosh.
like GPS watches. So you had no clue. Maliolo leading the charge up the hill. We're, as a group of us, because it was one of those that, the finish line was 1K into the run. And it
Yeah.
was the steepest part of the mountain.
Yeah.
So like once everybody got past that, you kind of like clumped up together.
Yeah, because it was 2 scores.
Yeah.
The first score was
And
the-
I've probably
yeah.
told this time 1,000 times. I'm got handstand push up CTE, but anyway, we're going up the hill and everybody's kind of like chilled out for a little bit, and then Austin's like, "All right, we're gonna do run for a minute, walk for a minute." And so you do like 4 or 5 sets of that, and then you realize this mountain's not going anywhere, and like he's like, "All right, here we go," and then slowly 2 or 3 people drop off. And then 2 or 3 people drop off. So I mean, I walked that whole mountain. And then as I was coming through, people are there's bodies everywhere. Like Spieler's like full body cramps. Like I'm like,
He's
hey, you want me to carry you? I'm like, what am I going to do? Carry him? But whatever.
You had to
But
walk backwards
I
down the
think
hill,
I got
right?
like 11th or 12th on that run because people pushed that first run up the
Yeah.
mountain so hard. And like 2 or 3 intervals, I was like, nah, dude, I'm out on this.
And that was
Dan, I hear Dan, and I'll have to be careful because this is probably spike the levels. But I'm like, because Dan was living with me at the time, and I never saw him after the beginning, and so then like halfway or a little bit into the run, I'm running, I hear, "Ah!" And so I keep running a little bit. I'm like, yeah. Probably 2 minutes later, "Ah!" I'm like, what the? And I come around a corner and it's Dan. And his calves are cramping up. Oh my gosh. Now it's so funny because he's just full panic screaming. Yep. Talking to Dan. And it was so
More
good.
or less than the time he tore his quad or whatever
Oh
at
gosh,
Rogue.
dude. That scarred me for a while.
Were you there for that?
When he tore his quad, me and Bridges were. They were doing the open workout. It was the dumbbell
Oh man,
squat burpee,
yeah.
10 to 1 into the
clean.
squat clean max. And
At Rogue?
at Rogue. I don't know. Have we ever told the story on camera before?
Yeah, it
No.
was. I think so.
Anyway,
At Rogue
Dan
HQ.
just freaking, they're at Rogue HQ. It was Arnold
It was an open
doing a head-to-head,
Yeah.
open workout. Last clean, Dan goes to hit and ruptures his quad. But he folds, and it looks like he broke his femur. So I'm like, he's dead. And so he's just screaming, writhing in pain because he ruptured his quad tendon or quad. And he is like screaming worse than that, cussing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, why? Why? And it's just kind of
Why
us
me?
in there. We're like, what is going on? So then after a while, we're like, all right, we got to kind of get him stable. We call 911. We got to kind of
Yeah.
like get him, Didn't want to like we had to check his
Move it
leg,
too
like
much,
because
yeah.
at one point I'm like,
femur's
he's like,
broken.
yeah, he's broken, he's
Wadded
bleeding
up on the
inside.
ground.
Like, what are we gonna do? We have tourniquet, you know? And so Bridges goes to take his belt off. Well, when he does, and so I walk by and I'm like, I'm gonna turn this GoPro off just in case Dan dies. It's not on camera.
Yeah.
And so Josh goes to undo his belt and he like goes to crank because it's pretty tight and his elbow drives right into his leg.
Oh,
And Dan goes, my knee. Oh. And so long story short, the fire department comes or EMS comes, load him onto the stretcher, and we're like, I don't know, his femur, is he bleeding?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? And Josh walks over, he goes, who the F turned off my GoPro?
Oh no!
And I was like, I did, but it was after, like, it turned out it was okay because he'd
Yeah.
already done all the measurements and all that stuff, and the time was off and whatever, but it was one of those.
Did Dan get carried off like one of those football players after a traumatic injury, and he's like thumbs up? In the
I don't
crowd?
really know, man. They wheeled him outside, and then we were
all
like,
all the employees at Rogue are clapping at him.
Oh gosh.
yeah, that was not a
poor
good
dude.
one.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
he
I didn't do the workout. I was planned
Too
on doing
scared.
the workout. I was like, not
Yeah.
doing it. And then I came home that Monday and was still terrified.
It's like seeing the snatch injury where
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
got to be in your head. you
Oh
know?
yeah,
I
it was
don't
in my
think I'm
head.
snatching
It was in
today.
my head for sure.
I watched. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I hated to see him he did that Xenom thing and got hurt, or
Oh, it's
was
so
gonna
bad.
get hurt,
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know.
He, I text him because he's our Fresh Coast partner, and I'm like, "Hey man, don't get hurt." And he texts me. Actually, I don't know if I even text him. Don't get hurt. He texted me. He said, "You'll be happy to know I had to withdraw this morning." And I was like, "It doesn't make me happy, but it is pretty funny."
Why do you have to withdraw it? I didn't follow it enough.
He said you'll be happy to know because we sent back and forth this from Rookie of the Year where he's like, "Give me one more."
Yeah.
Because I was like, "What are you doing?" And he said, "You'll be happy because team partners different,
Yeah,
right?
different.
Like you
Doing
can still get hurt.
individual
But man, I'm just too far gone for that." But anyway, he goes, "You'll be happy to know my Achilles was pretty fired up today. I'm so damn old." And I said, "Dang, you all right? Running on the concrete?" He said he just finished the last night's event, felt fine, and the next morning he woke up and it was just super tender. And he's like, a guy like that is so explosive.
Oh,
if an
yeah.
Achilles is tender, don't do
Oh
it.
yeah. What is that? The number one injury for men over like 35?
Yeah, but a lot of that is due to people that are dormant. And,
Oh, yeah, and then
you
try
know,
to sprint.
sprint, but it's still.
Still at his advanced age.
What was crazy was J-Web tweaked his that same weekend. And so
gosh.
I'm like, what are we
There's
going to
blood
do?
in the
4
water.
good Achilles and with 3 people, 6 Achilles, 4 good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Change the team name.
Yeah.
That's the nature of a Masters competition.
It
though,
really
I think.
is.
Yeah.
It's war of attrition.
War of attrition. Yeah. I saw this video. This guy got stuck in the leg press. It was like a hack squat. It was a hack squat. He got stuck in the hack squat. He went to rack it, and he was like towards the end of his set, so he's like almost a failure. He's at the end of his set. He tries to rack it. You know, like you stand up, you like pull the lever over and it racks. Well, it didn't, and he like got soft with his legs, and it just freaking drove him to the bottom, like the bottom of it. And one of the legs kind of came out, so the other leg takes all of the brunt. At a minimum, he tears his patellar tendon. And at this point, I feel mine aching because it could go at any moment.
You're not there yet, but I'll watch my kids do stuff like they fall or something, and it sends a shock. Are you there when you see one of your kids do something? It'll send a shock through my body because it hurts me. And I think about, have you seen the ones where the guy like jumps off the back of the truck and then starts walking,
Yes.
and then realizes he's a ghost?
yeah.
That's me. But yeah, I'll watch my kids and they'll like trip and fall, and like both.
Like,
We're watching Trice on the slip and slide the other day. He's going down, sitting on his feet with his knees going down the. That would literally end me. I was riding the bike the other day, and it was wet, so my gloves are wet, and I was back here in Enchanted, and I came around and I hit one of those roots. My hand slipped off, and I caught myself with my other one. I'm like, okay, I'm good. Come around the next bend, does it again, but this time all of my weight went into this leg, which my flexion is just past 90. My foot touched my butt. Dude, I'm like, there it is. There it is. Like my femur is going to be protruding through my skin. It hurt So bad.
I'm just thinking about you going down the slip and slide like knees first, and you get into the water and you just climb out like the Walking Dead. Your legs are just not
Gone.
working.
They'd be
The
gone.
leg floating next to the alligator.
My right one would be okay, but dude,
Flail
it
around.
blew my mind. I'm watching him, and his butt is touching the ground, and his feet are out to the side. I'm like, don't do that. Just don't do it.
Or do it as long as you
Yeah,
can.
hold on
Do it
to
as
it,
long
bro.
as you can. Yeah.
I don't want to see it, but live it up, buddy. Live it up.
Gosh, that hurts me so bad. All right, so the trail run's been announced,
And the total.
and the total. Well, and it's a 3-part.
Three
single.
50-point event
Sometimes
total.
I get the total is
This is
nostalgic.
the
but
1, 2, 3,
I was
fourth
saying it's
time.
kind of like, I kind of look at it as 150 point
that's
event.
that's what I was saying this morning when I talked to Dom. I was like, "What are we doing?" But he's like, "Oh, it's only 50 points per," and I'm like, "Okay, so it's a 150 point event."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering how it plays out with I'm wondering if that's exactly how it ends up playing out. There's 150 points up for grabs, but like obviously if you are good at the squat or good at the press, it helps you. Not good at the deadlift, like and vice versa. If you're good at one, good at two, whatever helps. I'm interested to see how it's done. I really think. I mean, obviously, I think Hatfield's going to crush it.
Yep.
Like I don't see how. I think he might have the best rounded out of all three.
All three, yeah.
Yeah.
Of anybody?
I think so. His strict press has got it. Like,
It's like
the only
250.
yeah, the only other person who can strict press like him, I think, is Ricky. But I don't. Maybe Ricky will do well as well. But Hatfield beat him on the squat last year, and then
Yeah.
it really comes down to the deadlift for those two. And I mean, and then Colton has the squat. I don't know if he has
Austin's
deadlift.
not
I feel
too
like
bad.
no, Austin's behind. Of course, everyone's behind Colton on the squat. So I don't know. I'm just interested. I think he will do really, really well. He is the guy I would be looking at to beat in that event.
I'm interested to
Events.
see how
in that event.
the run will. It's not going to affect everyone, but it will affect some people's top end.
It does affect the people who would do the best. It affects them the most.
Not necessarily.
On what?
I would say the trail run
Are
would
they doing
affect
the
the people.
total
Well, not like a
into
guy
the
like.
trail run?
Yeah.
Or trail run into the total?
Yes.
I think a
Like-
guy like Austin, it would not affect as much as some worse runners, though.
True.
And he's
Okay.
also
Yeah.
good
I guess it affects you more if you're worse at running. He is a good runner. It doesn't necessarily affect the strongest people. It affects the worst runners.
and it also,
who most of the time end up being the strongest.
yeah. And I also think I don't remember what it was, but the vert may play a factor.
Yeah, I forget
The
exactly how
climbing.
much it is.
That intensity and
a
that
lot.
amount of
It's a
climbing
lot, yeah.
might smoke their legs out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean I like it. It's that we're looking at basically the 2007 games right now for the beginning part of that day, and then there will be two more
And a
scored.
version of the 28 or 2008. No, yeah, 2009 games. They did the run into the deadlift,
Yeah.
so it's
Yes, yeah.
similar-ish
Yeah.
stimulus.
There will be.
Have they announced the swim event yet? Is it
They
that
did.
day?
They did say that
I
the
think
Red Barn
yes.
event was being switched to the Morgan Hill Sports Complex, which has the aquatic center.
The pool. Yeah, the pool
Well-
is going to be done on Wednesday. The swim is done on Wednesday.
the
That's
ranch.
a factor.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
a fact
okay,
in my
okay.
brain.
And
Yeah,
the
it's a-
ranch is when?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
This is all Wednesday. So everything has been announced is in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 have been announced. He said
The
that
2007 workout
trail run.
will be done at the ranch too.
That I don't know.
Oh.
I think so. Like he said, because nostalgia reasons. Nostalgia reasons tell me that they're going to do all 5 of the first events there, and then finish the day at the Morgan Hill with 2 more events. There's
They've
gonna be
got to use those big fields. Like they're going to have to use the pool there,
We got 5 of the 20 scores announced.
there's
and they're going to have to use those big fields.
there's no less than 7 scores.
Didn't you say there's a bike event or something too?
There is a bike.
So that's a 6.
I don't know if that's on Wednesday.
Then you have
And you have a swim, so there's 7. And then we're flipping a pig and we're pushing a snail. So like we have ideas of the next 4. We know 5 for sure. We have ideas of 4 more. Bike, swim, snail, pig.
you don't think snail and pig will be in the same
It
event?
could be the same thing. We just have those. And then I think I have a rough idea of the pool event. I think it is a form of a death by, unfortunately.
Like the ski death by thing?
Similar.
You think he would do that? It's too close to the year Boz programmed.
The
He didn't even watch that year.
Yeah, based on what I know, based on what I saw from the behind the scenes video, they were getting in the pool multiple times, and Dave was telling him, all right, ready, back in. Like telling him to get back in at certain times.
Trice, come on, man.
Or to make sure that's still plugged in.
He's telling them to get back in at a certain time, which makes me think it's on a window, like a minute window. So it could be increasing swims with something else.
Why'd you guys bail on the thruster burpee?
Because there was no equipment on the pool deck. I could see, I could see kind of the whole pool deck.
No, he's saying the video.
No, I'm talking about this.
We were going to do one this morning with dumbbells, but then last night I watched the video, and there was it was that Jacob Marlowe kid was standing in a spot where it was just a puddle, and then he walked back and got in the pool. So there was no equipment in sight. That's why we changed it to the push-up air squat. So I think they're going to do some form of body weight movement and swim, ascending in something until you can't do it anymore. Like 50 swim, 10 burpees, 100 swim, 20 burpees. You just keep going up and up. I don't know. So what we did this morning, I felt is a good stimulus for any form of body weight and swimming.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm pretty confident in that though. I'm pretty confident in the ascending.
I do every 90 seconds, 10 burpee, 50 swim, 11 burpee, 50 swim, 12 burpee.
Yeah.
I do like so far this year that it feels a little more like CrossFit Games type stuff.
Yeah.
There's only the one machine so far, and it's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
It might as well not even be there.
Yeah.
Like, because last year it was just so boring. Every workout, it was like, all right, what machine can we just randomly throw in and
to make him more tired?
Yeah, to just make
Get
this
some
workout
cardio.
less entertaining to
watch. It's
watch.
like me when I'm programming when I'm really sore, or by Wednesday.
Exactly.
I'm like, all right.
Exactly.
The thing that does suck though is, like the stuff at the ranch is gonna be so cool, but I mean, rightfully so. But like, no one's gonna be there to see it.
Yeah, because they have like a fire, like. Right, there's like a code, like a fire code of how many people there. Was that what it was at fires, or is it just like a code?
That would not surprise me at all in Northern California, but there's also just not adequate parking, and like I think it's all or nothing, right? So they've got that RX
I don't know.
Plus.
Yeah, I don't know where you'd put I mean, there's just not room.
You couldn't do it unless you bust them in, which wouldn't be, yeah.
Because they're gonna be probably working out where the parking would be.
Yeah.
Where do you guys go, Scott? Like, how do you get to the ranch?
It's a good question. I think we're gonna.
Do you get to the ranch?
Maybe we'll just like fly in a helicopter or something overhead.
Dude, that would be so gangster.
Who's paying for that? I'm not.
Wait, just get one of those like tourist ride ones. They're not that. It can't be that expensive.
Could you imagine?
Can't you just fly a drone?
Like one of those little yellow ones.
Dave would definitely shoot
They'll
that.
Shoot
down.
it down.
If there's one
enough.
place that's
Not good
shooting,
enough shot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think. I think the ranch is off limits. So
Dang.
yeah.
I think they're all off limits, right?
No,
like
we can go to Morgan Hill.
You
and,
can, okay.
And when it was still a venue, we could go to Red Barn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't know if they're even using Red Barn at this
They
point.
are
we know that
not.
they're
It's a
not.
fact.
Yeah.
They are not
they're
using
not.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're poised to see a swim and something else on Wednesday. And it could be a 2-event swim, like it could be 2 swim workouts, or it could be the swim and the bike. In my mind, I think that's all that's left on that day.
There's 2 more events, I think.
There's 2 more. There's 7 scores.
They will be separate though. Like it's not going to be combined like the 3, 4, 5.
You don't think it could be like a 500 swim and then another swim workout?
No.
I don't think so either. I just think it's possible, I guess.
No, the reason I think that is because in theory they programmed like there was 3 venues, right?
Yeah.
So if they're at the ranch for the first 3 workouts that are actually 5 workouts, then
they're going to go to Morgan
then they
Hill for
would
swim.
have had 1 event at Red Barn and 1 event at Morgan Hill, or 2 and 1 or something. So they still would have, or even if you said the lift was going to happen at one of them, then there's still at least the swim workout, and then I would think at least 1 workout out in those fields.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I
Yeah.
think that's the most likely. And that's why I think the bike is still possible to bike in the straight line on the grass, because that's literally where they did it.
Where are the teams supposed to bike? If you're
We don't
bike, okay, because I was gonna say
Did
they
announce
could.
anything about
They
you?
could bike.
No, they won't.
They probably haven't even programmed
It doesn't matter.
No, they probably haven't even programmed it.
Oh, this is what I was gonna. This is actually a really good segue. So, speaking along those lines, this is I'll take the blame for this because like I just assumed, but
Yeah,
I'll
Don't assume.
Yeah, definitely don't assume. So when we got approved for our media credentials, I guess I assumed that was
Again,
for the
don't assume.
the CrossFit Games, Masters,
Oh
and
yeah,
Teens.
this is a tangent.
But
Oh,
but actually they don't. Our media credentials do not apply to the Masters CrossFit Games or the Teens CrossFit Games.
What's
because
the first word in that event?
CrossFit Games. Yeah, because as the CrossFit Games told us that a separate organization was running those, so we have to check with them. I just assumed because it's called the CrossFit Games that they would have
your CrossFit Games media credentials would get you into the CrossFit Games.
right, which I'm not blaming. I'm not putting this blame on the
CrossFit Games.
No, on
No.
the
Age group.
either. Well, it's different. So Teens is run by Pitt Fitness
Mhm.
Ranch, and Legends is run, or
Yeah,
sorry,
runs the
Legends runs the
Masters.
Masters,
Yeah.
and maybe a different group runs Adaptive.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
think so,
We'll
too.
So there's 4 different governing bodies, I guess, of these games. But anyway, so now I'm
it
trying.
says games.
Yeah.
Doesn't say game.
So now I'm trying to backtrack to get access to this. Which, by the way, when they said they were happening at the same time, I always assumed they were in the same venue too. But then I
Yeah.
found out like a couple months ago they're not the same
20
venue.
minutes away.
Anyway, it's been a whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
First event looks good for the team or for the Masters.
Yeah. I like that event,
I
actually.
like that event a lot.
Yeah, see, and the
if
loading seemed appropriate.
My old self would have loved that workout.
The
But it
loading, I
seems-
think, is good, too, actually.
It seems like they kind of just like washed their hands of it a little bit.
The CrossFit Games.
Gave it
Yeah.
the old Pontius Pilate.
They're just like, hey, you guys can run it. You just have to do it in San Jose.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I do like a little bit. I like that it's in the same general location. I just wish it was in the same venue. I feel like, and I mean, I know I'm going to keep saying this, like going back to Madison, like even though we had our like own separate little pavilion in Madison, you were still a part of the greater CrossFit Games. I also don't like the teenagers are going over the weekend.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I hated that because like
The Masters are going earlier in the week.
Masters are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then teens are Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I hated
Shouldn't
going
it be
over
the
the
other way
weekend.
around?
The teens should go first, and the Masters later.
Yeah.
Why?
Age before beauty.
Well, Masters have jobs.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I guess their parents
I
and
will-
the teens
True.
have jobs.
Love you, love the Masters, love the age groups, but forever have thought that they should be completely separated
Really?
altogether. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, logistically, it's so tough for the event, fine, but also for a spectator. It's like,
Yeah.
What do you go watch?
what are you going to go watch? And actually, we know the answer to that.
Yep.
well, this
Yeah.
format
It,
is
just, it
definitely-
steals from we're going to go watch
Yeah,
teams,
team.
and it steals from their shine as well. Anyways, you know.
I didn't like when it was.
I didn't really-
games, teens, Masters. All
Yeah.
like youth. I think you should teens. All the age group stuff
Yes.
should be and adapted could all be its
I
own.
thought-
Like,
Sure, but not the same
not the-
weekend as the
I
games.
agree with that. You are.
I was
you're
cool
draw-
with it. I was totally cool with being Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and knowing that it is not the main show. The individuals and even the teams for me was the main show.
Yeah.
Because I was a fan. I liked competing
Yeah,
Tuesday,
and then you
Wednesday,
could-
Thursday in the same venue. Not even the same venue. We had like a little pavilion off to the side, which I thought was nice. And then when we were done, I was done. I would just watch the games. And then there was one year.
Did you get a
where it
ticket?
was-
Like, is that
yeah, you
included?
get a
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
At least the years that I went, I would get a ticket. And then
They gave you a ticket.
yeah. This is wow. This is
Nice of them.
this is a long time ago though. So like I don't know if it's the same way anymore.
50%
But
off.
2017, we competed at the same time as them, and so I watched like the individual Saturday night event, and I watched their Sunday, like their last event. That was it, and it just kind of sucked for me because I liked watching it.
Yeah,
like,
I get it.
And me personally, and it was cool. People would just end up kind of coming and seeing some of your events, like. And I mean, I compete on a team now too, so like no one's watching that either.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you don't really, you don't. I mean, you don't really care that much. Like I enjoyed going and competing, so I never saw it as like, oh man, there's like no one here watching me.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it as like, oh man, there's a lot of cross. This is really cool, and then I get to go watch the individuals.
And actually, what I'll give you also is, even though it would just be like a lead into a day or a quick refresh or a quick update, and I guess if I understand it correctly, there's no broadcast partnership this year, but we would fit that stuff in, you know,
Yeah,
and be
just
like,
like
hey,
an update.
get you guys caught up real quick on the Masters and the teenagers, and it was cool and inspirational. It gave you guys a little bit of a spotlight and, got fired up.
Even if it was like the game starts, I know it's on Wednesday, but really starts on Friday.
Yeah.
You're like, well, the Masters and the teens ended up yesterday, and here's the ones who won. And then, we're starting with the individuals. Like, that's a cool enough shout out to me. Yeah. I don't know. I liked when
when they're close enough, it does give like, hey, some of those people will flow into it brings
Exactly.
more people into the whole event.
That's my thing. Is it? Yeah, you're right. Even if you're like, I don't care about CrossFit, but like my dad is competing, I'm gonna go watch him. And you're like, well, the game's going on. I'll go see what's going on over there. I might buy a ticket.
Yeah, people are going to be hard pressed.
And I mean, that did happen. If I did get a free ticket, my parents would get a ticket for the weekend too, because we would just stay. Like, we would just stay and watch the games. So naturally, 3 or 4 more people would buy tickets because we were going to watch.
Yeah. Just if you were to put on your other hat and be like, well, cool, then we should do teens and masters in the week leading up to the Mayhem Classic. You start to see like, there's some logistical challenges here. It's definitely the juice is not worth the squeeze in a lot of ways. I hate to say it, just
I agree.
Is what it is. You earlier brought up something about Roman. What was that? What was the deal?
Oh, about him falling off his bike?
No, I'm trying to segue into people throwing dirt at Mayhem because Roman didn't want to do.
Are you going to interview Roman?
Yeah, what's the deal with?
You should interview Roman before the games.
Yeah, that would be good.
I guess.
I told Roman not to do an interview with Dave.
Yeah.
I did not. No, I did not do that. That's a joke.
Flip it.
That's what I think is really that's I guess is what I'm trying to bring up. That's the beef.
I've never once told anybody not to talk to somebody.
I think there's a very funny assumption that not just like if you go to the same gym that you're always in communications and giving direction. You know what I mean? It was like I received a text message and I was like, just out of the blue, what's wrong with Roman? And I'm like,
no warm up, no hey, how's it going, Ro?
No.
Hey,
No
how you been? How's the family?
Foreplay.
No, and
no warm up.
And I just didn't understand. I didn't know the context at all. That Roman got hurt or something, And
what's his deal?
I was like, what is happening? But anyways, and then all the social media stuff is like
got sent to me.
Oh,
and I thought it was just like,
what's going on?
Ro, man, because it was like it somehow
doesn't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? I was so confused. I thought, So,
anyways, that
drama.
That and then what was the other? Oh, and then I saw was Hiller's post inferring that you guys were saying you're not in favor of flip turns, something like that. Like I saw one of his posts and I was like, I think this guy's he took one of our clips from the last show.
I didn't see it.
And
no, I think he's on the same side with the flip turns.
Okay, I didn't understand what was trying to be inferred.
He's pro flip turn.
Yeah, I think you should be able to. And somebody's like, oh, if somebody knows how to flip turn, they can push halfway off the pool and get halfway across. It's not even swimming. And I'm like,
exactly.
It's a more divisive conversation than you would ever expect.
It blew my mind.
You know
it's
what I mean?
Crazy.
Like, flip turns or not.
It'd be like it's the same thing as if you grew up at like 2 or 3 years old. You learned the snatch and clean and jerk. You're gonna have an advantage when it comes to the snatch and clean and jerk.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand. But watching that video, it looks like it's more of a set of standards for the swim.
Judge to have to.
I'm just saying it looks like it is just a different set of standards based on, I guess the way that Dave made it sound is like they're not taking my background in consideration. I'm guessing that's how they do that test in like buds, where you have to touch the wall. Because I saw them, you have to go in and you have to like almost show control at the wall, go down to the other wall and touch the wall again, come back and touch the wall.
I took that to mean more that just like throughout Bud's training, you don't dive into the water. You're like
feet first.
You're going feet first. Yeah.
Because there's because most of the time you're not diving into a pool.
But that's a great point. It could be. They're going to tie people's hands behind their back and do drown proofing. Yeah. Last man standing.
I said they might do drown proofing, make them do like 5 circles with their hands and feet tied.
Or go as many laps as you can underwater.
No way, dude. Just last man standing.
Water blackouts.
Just have them come up for one.
What was that competition? It was Dubai. They were
you had to push
carry
a plate.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think you had to push a plate on the 55 on the bottom of the pool. That is just nuts.
When I was a lifeguard, the worst thing we ever did was you would do like the deep water rescue. So it'd like go in the like 20-foot end. But if you were the rescuer, it actually was not as bad as if you were the dummy, because you'd have to go in first and get down there. So you're holding your breath that whole time. And then they have to jump in and save you. And I'm heavy. So like by the
You're
time
panicking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're not in control at all because you're trying to like be limp. And by the time they're dragging you up, you're doing the like, yeah. It was the worst thing ever. I can't imagine having to do an event like the Ben Smith thing where they were showing the lengths of, I guess like unbroken, like no breath, 25 meter.
Yeah, we used to do that to finish. Remember, 4 laps.
That would suck.
What were you guys doing the other day? And if it's secret, I won't say anything else. But you're all carrying something together out in the parking lot, and you guys were doing like
We're doing a litter carry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, I was getting to my car. The AC was on. I just finished a hard workout. And if I was more motivated, I would have made a reel about it. But it's like anytime you think that you want to train like a games athlete, you guys looked pretty rotten. The other two teams looked.
No, dude, it was a hard
dying.
Workout.
They were dying.
Workout.
And it was so hot. It was like 95 degrees out. And they would just drop it. And then people bent over, doubled. And
it was really, well,
It was so
you're
hot.
limited by how wet you were immediately because there's no, like we should have just taped the part where we're going to put our hands at because it's bare metal. So it's just slick. As soon as it gets wet, someone's like, you would just carry it until someone would just drop because they're about to let it go.
And then it just hits and slides for a second.
You're like, all right, we're going to take a break. We're going to pick it back up.
My favorite part of team competition now, this happened in that same session, is watching the person who's running with somebody behind them just pushing with one arm.
We were
Look
talking
like
about
zombies.
this morning. Getting pulled and pushed.
Yeah.
That happened a couple times.
We've done one of those. We had a rope. Sam's pulling the rope and I'm pushing, and like I'm doing a sled push, he's doing a sled drag for 5K, and we're just exhausted. He said his biceps were tired. My triceps are tired from pushing. I'm like, we just did a 5K while my arm's so tired.
There should be like a welcome workout here when people come and they're like, hey, I want to be in the CrossFit Games. You'd be like, great.
Yeah.
You're going to do these 3 workouts, and then we'll come back and we'll reevaluate.
And you have to do it in July.
The first day of the
during a heat
2018
wave.
CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
That's
During
what you
a
have to do.
July heat wave.
Yeah.
Heat dome.
Yeah, the heat
man,
dome.
we did one of those workouts Saturday afternoon. It was 93 degrees in the gym. It was so bad.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
like
that one I was doing on Friday with Ben.
Oh yeah,
Dude, it had to be 100.
Ben walked a lot.
He quit the workout.
Or did he end up quitting?
He time capped
Was it the
himself.
2.5? Was it the?
No, we just so long story short, like a few months ago, I was stretching and Ben was doing a workout, and I asked him, I was like, "Oh, were you doing this?" And he's like, "No, I was doing this." Well, the workout I thought he was doing, it was like kind of a decent workout, so we ended up doing it on Friday, which was 1,000 down to 1 meter run.
Yeah.
And 10 down to 1 muscle up. So it's
So
very
all-
run heavy.
So
in
it's
the
all running.
Yeah.
Got it.
But it was so hot. Oh, it was ridiculous.
Ben said it was like his 5th workout since Syndicate.
Yeah.
And I came out there and I'm like, he's just walking like slowly.
And we did it in the gym. And when we got done, I went in the athlete facility. And I laid down in front of a fan. And it was like one of those times where gravity felt stronger. Like it was pulling me into the ground.
Yeah.
And for 15 minutes, I laid down there. And I was just getting ready to go home. And it felt like it'd be unsafe to drive. So I kept laying there.
It got bad. There were a few days there it got bad.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
unsafe.
miss that at all.
we should advertise like a free sauna session with your workout. You know?
Yeah, for real.
Come on in.
It was. I mean, that's what it was.
All of our T-shirts also double as sweatshirts.
Yeah.
You sweat all the time, but
I'm a heavy sweater, bro.
the summertime here, I'm like, I could wring out my shirt and fill up a 16-ounce cup.
Hey, how come you're not on the safety board anymore?
Too much stuff. They would always meet at like 5 o'clock at night, and I'm not doing that with my kids. So
I found that out.
Hiller's video.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
been a
remember
couple months. Yeah, everybody on the group could usually, they'd send out the email on times to meet, and everybody could meet at the same time, and I just couldn't. So
Are you still on your board, Angelo?
Yeah. We got a meeting tomorrow.
Nice. What is yours?
the CAC,
CAC.
Athlete
cost
Council.
acquisition.
CrossFit Athlete Council. We have I think we have a big conversation about season structure tomorrow. I don't know where it's going to go, but we have a conversation about it.
But let's talk about, can you talk about where you would want it to go?
Yeah, I can. Let me bring
Do they care? They're like, are there like,
no, I think they
keep your lips zipped?
No, I think they encourage us talking about it.
Okay.
I think. Maybe not.
We'll find out.
Until you get a text.
Our document is called unsolicited
Or I guess
feedback.
until Rory gets a text.
Yeah.
Is that text to Rory that you sent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
But you see, read it.
Do you have your font that big?
Yeah. That was embarrassing.
That's
But do you
crazy.
see how you read that?
Yeah, it does sound like
Let
something's
me-
wrong
let me
with
see.
Rory.
I didn't look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the font is huge.
Why is there a dash in there?
And yeah,
Roman's not a two-part name.
bro, man.
See,
Oh,
what's
that's-
wrong,
that's
bro?
like-
Man.
That's like something.
That's funny.
And so I'm
dude.
like,
That's how your
why?
dad
That's
would
really
send it.
weird that he'd like use that.
I am,
He or she would use that and like
Be
call him-
fourth.
Would that be third person? I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
That's so
What's
funny.
wrong, Ro man? Or what's wrong with
Let
Ro
me see.
man?
I've got my.
There's not really that much breaking news in here.
I'm just asking for your ideal scenario. Like people talk about future of the cross. You're talking about like the future of the CrossFit Game season beyond 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your what would you change? You got to be a king for a day. You got a magic wand.
King of the castle.
Move the open a little sooner because of how much they want people to use the open leaderboard and or quarterfinals leaderboard. Like you run into the problem the syndicate ran into. They literally didn't have Ben got a backfill the day before. So being able to
After check-in.
so being able to solidify your I think that's kind of across the board. People want that. If they want you to use the quarterfinal leaderboard, then make it so that it is done in time where I can set up my event appropriately. I don't think that's a big one. A couple weeks, I think it's like 2 weeks sooner. And then 2 weeks, and then into quarterfinals. Some have said, I don't know what I think about this, to be honest. Letting the quarterfinals and open scores all be added up to one. So instead of it resetting totally, it would all matter. However, that would mean that the
Like
open
the rogue leaderboard-ish kind of thing?
kind of, yeah. Like the stuff
It's
I'm doing. you're saying.
weighted differently?
No, the open would be weighted the same as quarterfinals,
Hate it.
but you would have to. The way to avoid making the open make it so difficult because you would have to start video reviewing in the open again. If you wanted to move on past quarterfinals, you would need to opt in to have videos in there. So it's just like a checkbox. Like, do you plan on moving on? If so, you need to show videos, and it's up to you. Like, if you show your videos, then you can move on. If you don't have videos, you won't be able to move on. So not trying to add work to it, trying to make it to where you just have to be accountable. Like, I mean, back in the day, you had to film all of your open too, all your open scores. And then use those as your scores going into the semifinal season. Keep the online semifinal at the end of the competition season as the last chance. Add more spots to in person. So you don't have 7 online. Like you get 1 or 2 online maybe, and you get 2 chances. You get 2 chances in person.
Yeah.
I don't like the one.
Well, everyone gets 2 chances in person. So
Online?
so it's still what? No.
Sorry, keep going.
You get 2 chances in person. So that doesn't bring back the issue of regionals, where Rich is saying it hinges on one weekend. Well, if it hinges on 2 weekends, it's a little more realistic, and that allows the people who qualified for semifinals to actually go. Not just the games athletes, to go to all of them. And then I'm hitting a bunch of step goals right now. Beeps.
Beeps.
I think semifinals, they need to.
I'm gonna pee.
And I think we can go back to 40 at the games. I think if you get the
What are
correct
they at right now?
30. I think if you get the correct 40, I think the years past, sorry, Scott. I think in years past, the correct 40 weren't there, and that's why they have such a bad taste in their mouth of like the bottom 5 not being good enough. Well, it's because they're taking this. They're weighting the spots.
I think the bottom 20 aren't good enough.
They're good enough to be there. They're not good enough to play a factor on the last day.
Right.
Leave cuts.
I would say
think
with
they cut it down to 20 for Sunday.
What I would say with semifinals, they need to do this is they need to. Well, I think online should be 1 because you need to give more spots to the in person, so that more athletes are actually doing the in person, so that people care about them. But they need to have less semifinals. There's too many semifinals. By the time
then becomes,
you get from the first one, the classic, or maybe whatever the first couple are, people will really care. By the time you get to the end, you've got the bottom of the barrel athletes trying to qualify, and you've got everyone's burned out on semifinals, so they don't care anymore. The fans, I mean.
The problem with that, in my opinion, is you end up having the same issue as 23, where you have a floor full of athletes and they're all going. Like the whole final heat goes to the game.
Yeah, that was badass when 12 people went from syndicate.
It's just hard to follow if you don't know the sport well enough. You need the top 3 to the top 5 to go. You need easily digestible. You see a picture of the podium and you know they're all going to the games. I think they agree with that they're not going to they won't do that. They won't have like 10 people go from a semifinal.
Well, I would rather have that than there's 7 people and some crickets in the crowd, because you've got the worst 3 people imaginable qualifying to the CrossFit Games.
I'll say
the only reason we got lucky at syndicate was, and like it sucks for them, but like Austin and Saxon are like really good athletes. Who was the third person that qualified for men?
Ty.
And he's really good too. The only, like, we got lucky there because those guys are like top 10 athletes that somehow, for whatever different reasons, hadn't qualified. But
because Austin missed one.
Past that, like, Quinn was pretty much your best athlete.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. I know this almost for a fact at this point. Semifinals are not getting more spots. So that, even me saying it and then us arguing about it, isn't really worth it. And the problem, I don't think they're going to allot more spots to semifinals.
And the problem with online is...
The problem with online is that they make too much money by people signing up for it. That's the problem.
Well, online semifinals, the problem is if you give more than a spot, you have top-level athletes that are either holding out to only do that one or qualifying through it so people don't get to see them. It's super anticlimactic because, okay, the leaderboard's closed. We've got 7 people. Let's wait 2 weeks to find out if the video review works. That's not how, like, sports, that's not how, like, real sports work.
I think everyone wants to avoid that. I think the only people that don't want to avoid that are the people that make money from it.
And, hey, you got to make some money.
Yeah.
Are they not?
Well, I'm just saying they're making, well, if they outsource the semifinals to, like, us or syndicate, like, they're not seeing as much of that profit as if they make you sign up for $100 for online semifinals and 2,500 people sign up for it. Like, that's just money right in their pocket.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. And I mean,
I guess I get it. So well, I guess they should just keep doing it that way, huh? I said they've been running the company so well, they should just keep doing it that way.
All right, and next week on
literally it's working
podcast.
I just don't know how you combat that. If they're making money and they don't, if they are like, well, if we get more spots to the semifinals, yeah, people will go to them, but that's not money we're recouping, you know?
Yeah, I just think they need to do something different.
The Justins,
because objectively, people do not care about the semifinals by the end. They don't care. No. The fans, I'm saying.
After a couple weeks, you're like,
yeah, you're burned out on it.
Dude, I could not believe we were like, 5 weeks from the games, and we're running the online semifinals. Like, we have like a bunch of athletes doing it. It's not like the Last Chance where it's just me and Tyler or something. Like, it's like a bunch of people still haven't qualified. Yeah. We're getting close.
What it needs to be is the Open is a celebration of everybody, the gym. Everyone does it, right? Quarterfinals, keep it. You make money. The people that aren't to the semifinal level still get to test themselves in a competitive way, right? Like people like me. I didn't do quarterfinals, but like that would be the skill level you're talking about. And past that, you need to make each individual semifinal as much of a spectacle as you can. And the best way to do that is to have more
good athletes.
Yeah, have better athletes there. And that means they probably have to have less opportunities to qualify so that moment becomes important to them. Because right now you have athletes that are like, oh, I didn't qualify this weekend. Whatever, I'll go next weekend. Oh, I didn't qualify this weekend. Whatever, I'll go next weekend. They do 5 semifinals.
And drop out of others.
Yeah, and then you still have the online one to fall back on.
Yeah.
You need to have distinct, impactful moments in the season. And right now, the games is definitely that, but you don't really have that. And it needs to happen, in the semifinals and the games part.
Yeah, it's just not as digestible as it could be, in my opinion. Because, like, even for me, where I'm immersed in it, like I said, the online semifinal, of course, it was great, like, having a bunch of athletes here and, like, helping them. But, like, I'm a little burnt out of seeing the semifinals because we're so close to the games. I'm almost past the semifinal thought. Like, I'm thinking about the games now, and we're still trying to qualify people. So many people. If it's a couple of people, it's different.
Yeah.
But you were talking about like the majority.
Would be a fine number for.
Yeah, it's fine. But it's almost not even. I think that is the one thing that is not going to change, unfortunately, because I do not think they're going to allot more spots. Like I said, they're not going to allot more spots so they can keep more people signing up. Because if I'm a mid to high level semifinals athlete, I see.
You are.
Yeah, which I am. If I see that there's 1 to 2 spots, I'm like, oh, F that, I'm not doing it. If I see 7, you're like, I might sneak in. Like, that there's a little, so you're saying there's a chance, what was all that 1 in a million talk? That, my biggest grievance of it all is that we have got to program quarterfinals in a way where it helps vet a little more. I don't think it ended up being a major issue, but there is a way. They programmed the Open that way. That workout in the Open, I think it's a great workout. I think it's great work. That's a good quarterfinals workout with the 20 ring muscle ups at the end. You're gonna start to weed them out. Program, and you can. This still leaves it open.
Ascending skill difficulty.
An ascending or an ascending rate, a weight.
Ascending weight and 1 ascending skill, and you'd be fine.
And you can vary that so much. Like you can call unknown, unknowable, whatever. Dude, you can vary that so much. Like me or anyone else can't guess it. Like I'm not going to be able to guess that, they might do, or maybe I can. They're not going to do snatch or clean. But I think that is the appropriate way. I think that maybe they tried with the deadlift. It was a miss in the deadlift double under 1 where it went up to 10 reps at 315. That's a miss in my book. That's a miss. Where if you did it with a clean up to like 275, you have 5 clean 275, then you're gonna vet. You're gonna vet out the strong guys, or you do the same thing with muscle ups, whatever. That's what needs to help. That's why I think the scoring could be okay, where the Open bleeds over to the quarterfinals, because it wouldn't matter. And I know everyone hates this saying. I hate it too. The cream will rise to the top, because it will. If you have the right programming, it won't matter. The Open will, of course, be a little skewed, but then when you get to quarterfinals, we're not going to miss anyone if it's programmed appropriately.
What do you think about returning to like a regional, like if you're in North America East, you have to do North America East semifinal and so on and so forth. Europe, Asia.
I mean, anecdotally, I like it because I
It's
just
the same
think.
problem you were just talking about.
What do you mean?
Like who people want to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel. I was just wondering what you guys
The only reason I think it can work is, I think I've said this before, if I am that mid, like I am, if I'm that mid, maybe high level semifinals, even on mid to low, I'm like, my end goal is to make semifinals or regionals, whatever you want to call it. And I'll probably bring 5 people with me. Like I'm a coach at the gym, and it's like my only goal was to make regionals.
Chase Hill.
Sure, yeah, Chase Hill. I mean, literally, it's in Knoxville, so he brings a lot of people with him.
Yeah.
But like, that's your goal. You're gonna bring people with you, and I think that ended up happening a lot back in the day with regionals. And if there's 40 athletes, guys and girls, so 80, and they all bring 3 people, like you end up probably filling up the stands pretty good.
The thing that's funny about it is,
But I could be wrong.
Like
I really could be
Not
wrong.
with
If
240 people.
if the Classic had to do like a regional field, I'd probably hate that for us. But I think for the season structure, I might actually like it, because I think there's a chance you get some of the more like regional story. Like think about back to actual regionals, like each of them had their own personality because of who always ended up there. And you get to see like those people competing against each other in that format. Whereas now it could be.
The funny thing is it doesn't really affect our field in strength, I don't think.
No,
I think our
probably
strength
not.
of field is still so good in the East.
Yeah.
You still retain Adler, you still retain Hopper, you retain Hatfield, Colton, depending on where the line is. Like you retain like
That's true.
We would retain high level athletes. So like we should probably actually want it.
That's
I don't know.
fair,
I don't
yeah.
know exactly how the girls shake out, but we retain a lot of the high level men.
Yeah.
You're talking about geographic regions. Scott's saying.
No, I'm saying
based on
geographic.
If
They went back to a geographic, like the year we were saying in 24, I think that was still geographic, right? Because the East got more qualifying spots than the West because of strength of.
Yeah,
They had like a
that was a
strength of
regional
field.
based idea. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I like that.
we do. Yeah, we should. But I think that it is okay. Ease of understanding, that's understandable, or the other way is understandable. Keeping like 1 or 2, if we wanted to be an invitational, like they let us be an invitational, it's harder to understand the season structure.
I know the athletes hate this. Like Rich, for example, has said like the whole thing hinging on one weekend sucks.
Yeah.
But to me, that's how
You love
sports
it.
work.
Yeah,
Like
I think the two.
the Denver
two is
Broncos
good.
didn't have their
Enough.
starting quarterback for the AFC
They
Championship
also had
game.
16 games 17 games to play and make a living. Where most of these athletes,
Well, no, I'm
you
saying
get the Open, an online quarterfinal and then I only get one semifinal to like please sponsors and do whatever, and then I don't make the games and I'm hosed. Like, I think you're wrong.
That's fine.
And also like because there's
I get not doing 5, but I would say, hey, you get 2 chances.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's because it's a double-edged sword what you're talking about, Scott. Because back in the day, it was really fun to watch for fans, but in the Central East was the shit because there was a bunch of amazing athletes there.
But then
it was luck of the draw. If there was somebody still qualified from Africa or still qualified from
Right.
Texas or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm not arguing it's better for athletes. What I'm saying for the fans.
Yeah,
and for
but
the
I'm saying if you
intrigue-
want
For
longevity
the fans in
the
those
sport,
regions.
for athletes to be able to compete year after year, or else you're going to be like, all right, I didn't make it twice. And you see some guys that are pretty good athletes that just kind of kick the can because they're like, all right, I can't even
I think
crack.
it's-
Well, and then even like you look at that, the Central for me, it was like, hey, we're going to take 3 unless a champion takes a spot. But they never said, hey, if Rich gets 4th, like I could have been, I think Graham that happened to, or somebody it happened to that was a champion. One spot out. And they didn't give an extra spot, but anybody else. So for me, it was like,
They're like,
hey, if you take a spot, we're going to add a spot. But if you miss a spot, we're not going to give
I never
you a
even
spot.
thought about that.
How crazy is that?
Oh, that's hilarious.
So
You know grace for like being a champ. You like get one, then you get a mulligan.
Dude,
You're like, all right, we know you missed
they
a
used
few
to
points.
do for Kalipa, I think Kalipa was the last one, and they cut it out after that, and they didn't continue it, was if you won the games, you had a lifetime invite.
Oh, like the Masters.
And then if you got top 3 the year before, you got to go to the next year. So in 2011, I didn't have to do any of the qualifiers because I'd gotten top 3 in 2010. They scratched that year.
So
I actually like that, where it's like, hey, if you win, you get, say, 5 years.
I was gonna say.
Like every time you win, you get
It's
5
not like
years.
golf.
or
And
3 years.
a minimum performance.
Yeah,
standard
and
at
like,
the
hey,
games.
no, I'd say 3 years.
You have to do a
you
physical.
get 3 years of every time you win, you get 3 years. I think that's like like something you've earned. Like, oh, they didn't have to go through the rest of the season.
How about you
Fine.
win? Yeah,
Fine.
Go win.
Go win.
And then you don't have to either.
Yeah, I would bring that back. Is like you get 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years where you're exempt, and if you win again, it pushes it 3 more years. And you just every time you win, you get to add 3. Not you don't go like if I win, I get 6 years, but like every time that it restarts your clock.
You resets your 3 years.
3 years from your last championship.
Well, I will.
There you go. If I ever run the games, if you
will
win the games, you get 3 years
after your last
championship to qualify.
I will say, in fairness,
You have to do the open still
in quarters.
and quarters.
and finish like top 15 at least. Come on.
I don't think that I mean, thinking back, I wasn't going to just mail it in.
Well,
Yeah.
And you're
the
not going to
thing
fall
is-
off that far in 3
And the thing
years.
is you're not going to want to just go and just get dogged.
True.
I don't think.
True.
Like, cause like we're saying how it's not like golf. You can, maybe I have no clue. I guess I don't know anything about golf, but you probably, I would say more likely than not, if I didn't play golf for a full year until the Masters came around, I probably could still hang on to a little bit of that versus if I did no CrossFit
All the golfers
for
in the
20,
comments are about to
365 days.
Destroy Angelo.
You think you'd hang on to? I mean,
I don't
for
know.
sure you hang on to more golf skill
I have
in
no
a
idea.
year than you do your CrossFit fitness if you do none.
Yeah. In either
For
sense,
sure.
In either
I don't
sense,
know.
you wouldn't be a
Dude.
slouch.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm thinking back to my old school, like when that was an actual thing, and you're like, nah, we're gonna, there might have been people who are like, that sounds cool, I'll show up. But nowadays, yes, I think of the caliber that people are at to win the CrossFit Games present day. 3 years
you
from
win the
that
games,
point,
you're
they're gonna be
yeah,
just
you're
fine.
still gonna
What
be
would happen though? Like
I've had a pretty sharp drop off this last.
You're also not going to want to show up if you know you've had a drop.
100%.
That's my thing.
this is a crazy example, but I don't think he would find this offensive. But let's just say Vellner won this year. I think he's right on the edge
Right
of
of
a
it.
sharp drop off. So in 3 years, he might not be.
Yeah, but I don't think
Dude,
Veller's
then
the
I don't
guy
think
that would
he'd
be like,
show
hey
up,
man,
but-
I'm not
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
he'd
not
show
going
up.
to take
Yeah.
somebody's spot.
He
Like
already
at
called
some
the shot.
point when you turn like 39, 40, like if you were to win that close to the end.
Or you have a baseline test that they have
Yeah.
to meet.
yeah.
Just like a basic test.
Yeah.
Just
I
like,
will
can you
say-
snatch 225? Can you climb a pegboard? Like, just like really basic stuff.
Yep.
Run a 7-minute mile.
Yep.
It's like those
You
are
have
the
to
3
film all
things.
those things.
Yeah.
I will say in fairness to CrossFit, if the 4 of us can't decide on like, oh yeah, the season is like a good way to do it, it's pretty hard to figure out a good way to do it.
It's
It
a
is.
nightmare.
This
Because we're pretty similar thinking, and I think we still disagree on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. The only thing that everyone can agree on, I think, is that when Dave asked us, he's like, okay, what do you think people want the most? The unanimous decision was consistency. If you just said,
hey, this is what we're doing, and we're going to do it for 3 years.
That's what he said. He said, at a minimum, we're going to do it for 3 years. Is that what you guys want to hear?
Yes.
And we're like, perfect. He goes, okay, well, we're going to change it one more time and do that. Like, okay.
So
All
whatever
right,
this change is probably for 3 years.
This change is going to be for 3 to 5 years. Was the last conversation we had about it.
All right, they should definitely do my ideas then.
Unless
they're the best ones.
something changes.
Unless something is awry and then we need to change it, then we'll change it, I guess. No, I think I'm serious. That would be the number
3
one
years,
thing
unless
they
it's
do.
not.
For 3 years, unless it isn't, we're going to do it. No, 3 years is a minimum, even if it sucks.
I do think
we
that's
all think.
that's
a good
critical
idea.
Could have been done better.
Man, that applies so.
Oh, it's so good. So are they on or off? Sorry.
Because you can't look at any 1 year and be like,
That was
this
it.
is a massive fail, right? Like, I don't think in terms of season structure.
Oh, okay.
Like any one of them, yeah, there people would like some of the things and hate other things. We'd have small disagreements, but like, yeah, get one and stick with it. I love that, dude. That is the critical element.
Being able to market something that's been going on. Say, all right, guys,
And
the Open's
explain
coming
to
up.
somebody.
Explain to somebody super easy, because right now, if I explain to somebody by next January, I'd be explaining something totally different to them.
And you end up going down 3 different side paths while you're trying to explain it to them the first time. Well, it used to be this way, and then by the way, I did this.
And we thought this was good, but then they didn't like it, so we did something different.
So last year, stick with me.
Yeah.
All right. We've been talking.
Here we have.
Anything else?
It should be noted this will be our last podcast until after the games.
Oh, we're not doing them at the games?
Huh?
When do you leave?
Hey, maybe we could, because
next weekend.
the morning of the ranch, I'm not going to have damn it to do.
Yeah, we could. I won't be there till Thursday. We could do one Friday if somebody could pack the stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we're all flying, though, this year. That's the problem. So we have a lot of stuff to fly with as is. We'll see if we can fit some stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're leaving for vacation.
When are you coming on? When do you come to Michigan?
Well, it's up in the air. I want to drive one drive. Maddie wants to drive a few hours on Friday, sleep somewhere, and finish the drive. Or sorry, drive a few hours Thursday, sleep somewhere, finish the drive Friday.
You and Darren could talk.
But yeah, I like to
at the Airbnb.
That's true. I like to just do the whole drive in one go.
We'll figure that out. Maybe there might be a special episode with Darren. So if you have questions for Darren, leave them in the comments.
That'd be good.
He's coaching Paige.
That's true. He is.
He's filling in for Angelo.
I'm texting him. He called me.
Oh, how nervous is he? I texted him the other day because it was his birthday, and he's like, "Oh, I'm officially a master." I said, "Let me coach you next year to the game."
That would be
Just
awesome.
flip the whole thing.
It'd be so good.
Yeah.
He calls me while I was in Peru, and he's so serious. I'm like, he said, "Yeah, I just really don't want to screw anything up that you guys have done." I go, "Darren, it's not rocket science. You know what we're doing. We're doing CrossFit. I go, you've been around Paige. You know how she is. Like, it was.
Fine.
I'm like."
You're handing him a winning race car.
What?
You're handing him a winning race car.
I said, dude, I'm going to help you. It's going to be fine. He said, okay, yeah. I was just like, I don't want to screw anything up. I'm like, you're not going to screw it up. Stop. It's funny how nervous he was. I was just texting him. That's great. I was texting him, giving him an update.
2023, he coached her.
Yeah. I think he's been the only one to coach her.
Yeah, and it went
22,
great.
23, yeah. They're going to be fine.
He's a glorified. Well, the problem, he's matured a lot. Back when he was my coach, he'd just go off to the vendor village and get free stuff.
Maybe now that's the problem. He feels too much pressure.
He'd come back in with sun in his hair and tanned
out. I've told you, you've heard the story of him being my coach for the first time.
You heard he didn't bring me a belt. I needed a belt. I needed him to literally go get me a belt, and he came back after the event.
Bunch of free stuff, bunch of fit aids,
no belt.
Clips.
It was after I needed the belt.
I saw him one time.
That sounds right.
I was 15 years old at the CrossFit Games for the first time. I saw him right before the last event. I had an insurmountable lead at this point. It didn't matter. My dad was there helping me. Yeah. Darren is when Darren was hospitalized with poison ivy.
Oh, yeah. Darren has some good ones.
He shows up. He's just covered. And he goes, how's it going? I go, I'm winning. He goes, oh, good. Darren. Sweet. It's so good. It's the best story.
Athletes today could never.
Never.
Oh, it's so good.
Did I tell you I'm reading the Catholic Catechism?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
How's it going?
I'm about 22 days in. Not enough thoughts yet for a podcast, but we'll get there.
All right.
And a book on the Reformation.
Conflicting.
No, just knowledge, you know? All right. Peace.